How we doing, folks? This is the Pop Music Freak. I am back with another Song Facts Countdown video. Not awake yet, bear with me. Okay, good. 828 is what we're up to on my top 1,000 list of favorite songs. It is a classic rock classic from 1967 from a group from San Francisco who were all about the San Francisco time. It was a psychedelic time, it was summer of love. Although for this song, I think it's a song about loving white rabbits or something like that. Because the song title is White Rabbits. The group is the Jefferson Airplane. 828 on the list. I'm going to give you some details on this song. What a classic song. White Rabbit, written by Grace Slick, recorded by the American rock band Jefferson Airplane for their 1967 album Surrealistic Pillow. It draws on imagery from Lewis Carroll's 1865 book Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and its 1871 sequel Through the Looking Glass. It was released as a single and became the band's second top 10 success, peaking at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was ranked number 478 on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest songs of all time. In 2004, number 483. In 2010, and number 455 in 2021, and appears on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. The song was recorded on November 3rd, 1966, released June 24th, 1967. The B-side was Plastic Fantastic Lover. The song was written by Grace Slick, produced by Rick Jarrett. Now, let me give you some history on the song. White Rabbit was written and performed by Grace Slick while she was still at the Great Society, which was the group she was in before she joined the Jefferson Airplane. Slick then quit to replace Jefferson Airplane's departing female singer, Tolly Anderson, who left the band with the birth of her child. The first album Slick recorded with Jefferson Airplane was Surrealistic Pillow, and Slick provided 2 songs from her previous group, her own White Rabbit and Somebody to Love, written by her brother-in-law Darby Slick, and recorded under the title Someone to Love by the Great Society. Great Society's version of White Rabbit was much longer than the more aggressive version of Jefferson Airplane. Both songs became top 10 hits for Jefferson Airplane and have ever since been associated with that band. Lyrics and composition. White Rabbit is one of Grace Slick's earliest songs, written during December 1965 or January 1966. It uses imagery found in the fantasy works of Lewis Carroll, 1865's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and its 1871 sequel, Looking Through the Looking Glass, such as changing size after taking pills or drinking an unknown liquid. Slick wrote the lyrics first, then composed the music at a red upright piano she had bought for $50 with 8 or 10 keys missing. That was okay because I could hear in my head the notes that weren't there, was her quote, moving between major chords for the verses and chorus. She said the music was heavily influenced by Miles Davis' 1960 album Sketches of Spain, particularly Davis's treatment of the Concierto de Aranjuez from 1939. Forgive the improper pronunciation. She later said writing weird stuff about Alice backed by a dark Spanish march was in step with what was going on in San Francisco then. We were all trying to get as far away from the expected as possible. Slick said composition was supposed to be a slap to parents who read their children such novels and then wonder why their children later used drugs. She later commented that all fairy tales read to little girls have a Prince Charming who comes and saves them, but Alice did not. She was on her own in a very strange place, but she kept on going and followed her curiosity. That's the White Rabbit. A lot of women could have taken a message from that story about how you can push your own agenda. The line "feed your head" is about reading, as well as psychedelics feed your head by paying attention. Read some books and pay attention. Characters Slick referenced includes Alice, the White Rabbit, the hookah-smoking caterpillar, the White Knight, the Red Queen, and the Dormouse. Slick reportedly wrote the song after an acid trip. For Slick, White Rabbit is about following your curiosity. The White Rabbit is your curiosity. For her and others in the 1960s, Drugs were a part of mind expansion and social experimentation. With its enigmatic lyrics, White Rabbit became one of the first songs to sneak drug references past censors on the radio. Even Marty Ballin, Slick's eventual rival in Jefferson Airplane, regarded the song as a masterpiece. In interviews, Slick has related that Alice in Wonderland was often read to her as a child and remained a vivid memory well into her adulthood. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Slick mentioned that in addition to Alice in Wonderland, her other inspiration for the song was Ravel's Bolero. Like Bolero, White Rabbit is essentially one long crescendo. The music combined with the song's lyrics strongly suggests the sensory distortions experienced with hallucinogens, and the song was later used in pop culture to imply or accompany just such a state. The song was first played by the Great Society in a bar in San Francisco in early 1966, and later, when they opened the bill for bigger bands like the Grateful Dead, they made a series of demo records for Autumn Records, for which they were assisted by Sly Stone. Grace Slick said, "We were so bad that Sly eventually played all the instruments so the demo would sound okay." When Slick joined Jefferson Airplane later in 1966, she taught the song to the band, who recorded it for their album Surrealistic Pillow. White Rabbit is in the key of F sharp, which Slick acknowledges is difficult for guitar players as it requires some intricate fingering. In terms of reception, there's one review from Cashbox. It called it a real strong outing, guaranteed to get lots of attention. Yeah, kid, don't keep it too vague, Cashbox. All right, so let's look at the chart history. As I mentioned in Billboard, on the Hot 100, it got to number 8. In Canada, it got to number 1. And Cashbox in the US, it got to number 6. 3 weeks in the top 10. Let's see. For the chart year 1967, White Rabbit ranked number 81 on Billboard on the Hot 100 for the year, and number 60 in Cashbox, and number 48 in Canada. So, it only charted one time in the UK in 1987. Due to the popularity of the Starship, I guess it got some people to look at. Let's look at the old stuff, which was definitely a little bit better than what was coming out at that point. Anyway, but in the UK, it only got to number 94, but that's, basically a shot in the dark release 20 years after the fact. In terms of personnel on the record, who played on the record? Grace Slick, vocals, Jorma Kaukonen, lead guitar, Paul Kantner, rhythm guitar, Jack Cassidy on bass, and Spencer Dryden on drums. So in terms of popular culture being used after the fact, a lyric from the song was used as the title of the 1971 novel Go Ask Alice. The song was played in a trailer for The Matrix Resurrections. The song was played in an episode of Stranger Things, which seemed to work very well for other artists. The song was played in an episode of Q Into the Storm in a section depicting the January 6th U.S. Capitol attack. We'll just keep going. On September 2022, an a cappella version of the song began being played at WWE live events, in commercial breaks, as well as at house shows. The company has used Slick's isolated vocals from the song, tying into a teased White Rabbit character that is yet to be revealed. So there you go. There are the song facts I have for you for the song White Rabbit by the Jefferson Airplane. It is song number 828 on my list of my all-time favorite songs. I hope you like this video, that you found it informative. If you didn't learn, I hope you learned something you didn't know. There's a link to the music video in the description. I hope you like the video. I hope you share it. I hope you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I hope you hit the bell that will notify you when the next video is up on YouTube. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I wish you all a fantastic day. Peace and love.